There's nothing like chilling with my girls. Just me and my divas taking over the world. Hey, divas. Hey, divas. Let me tell you now,
Divas, and what's up, Divos? It's your girl April. So this is going to be a quick review on some hair that I'm actually rocking, which is by PlushExtensions.net. You can find their information below. I'll post their link for you guys below. Unfortunately, the video that I was going to do for the bleaching, I ended up kind of erasing it by accident off of my camera, but it's just really simple, and I'll explain to you how I did this. But as to say, Plus Extensions, I did receive some hair from them. I did get their Peruvian Body Wave in 3 bundles, which was a 22, a 20, and an 18 inch. Along with that, they sent me a 12-inch closure, and at first I thought it was a really big difference, a gap, because it was an 18 inch versus a 12-inch closure, but it actually worked out perfectly because with the closure I didn't have to cut it, so that was perfect. Like normally when it's so long, I will go ahead and layer it, which is kind of like a waste of hair if I'm not going to be wearing it all. So the 12-inch closure actually worked perfectly with this hair. I didn't layer any of it. I did trim the ends, and what ended up happening is the first time that I bleached it, I used the 40 developer, and I used just the regular B2W bleach. I didn't put any toner in it. I just, you know, bleached it regular because I was going to dye it. And the first time I bleached it, it was kind of like this, I want to say kind of like a honey blonde. It wasn't brassy orange and it wasn't blonde, but it was more or less like a honey blondish kind of color. And what I was going to do, I really didn't want to bleach it anymore because I just was afraid that the hair was going to fry or dry out and fall apart. I have bleached hair twice, several times, but sometimes I just get a little bit leery just because of the condition of the hair. And I'll explain to you why, but what I went ahead and did is, at the first bleach, I actually cut a piece of the hair and used some of the dye that I use, which is by Manic, and this is Rockabilly Blue. And I wanted to see if the color was going to actually show up on the first dye job or the bleach job that I got. It actually didn't, so I said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and bleach it again, and hopefully it doesn't dry out. So for the second bleach, I used my Salon Care bleach powder in color blue, and I also used the 30 developer for this one, not a 40. And I left it on for probably like about 45 minutes, and while I was brushing it on, it actually was turning like a really blonde color. So it got blonde really quick and it was perfect. None of the hair dried out. I left my Hello Hydrations conditioner on the hair for like an hour and a half. So when I did finish rinsing it out, it was super soft. So it didn't fall out. The next day I did use the Rockabilly Blue on it by Manic, and I used 2 bottles, and I did this all when the wig was made. So I bleached it while the wig was made, I dyed it while the wig was made. I should have kind of did it backwards like with the bundles done, but sometimes I just like to do it with the wig actually made because sometimes it's a lot easier. But the dye came actually out really nice, so it ended up being more than just blue. And I hope you guys can see it on camera. If not, I do apologize. But it's actually like a purple color, and then it's a blue, and then it kind of gets like up here a teal color. So it kind of like changed the color of it, and it's probably hard to see on camera. But it's not even blue. It's like a purple and then a blue color. So it kind of like fades into like a purple the way it is. And it has a lot to do with the way I bleached the hair, because the ends and the bottom portion was so light, it got like a pale white. This ended up being purple, and then it was blue, and then like an aqua color because it was darker. So it ended up being really cute. The closure laid easy. Normally I put in combs in my dome caps or my wigs because I'm just like really leery about, I don't want my wig to fall off. I don't even have any combs in this, but I think it has a lot to do with the wig caps that I use. they're bomb, and I showed them in a prior video. They're like really bomb wig caps, so I don't even need to wear any combs with this. Like, it's not going nowhere. I feel really secure. I probably will put in a comb or two, but just because that's how I feel and that's the type of person I am. I'm like always like paranoid about certain stuff, especially when it comes to my hair. But I've had this wig on like the duration of the day, and it's actually perfect. So as for the hair texture is great. I did notice when I was washing it that a lot of the hair was shedding, like there was some hair coming out, and I'm just gonna let you guys know there was some hair coming out, and there was a lot of gray strands in the hair. There were a lot of gray strands in his hair. There still are. I'm not like a huge fanatic or like person, or some people really just don't like the grays. It bothers them a lot. It doesn't really bother me at all, the gray hairs, because we're gonna all eventually have gray hair. I'm 40 years old, so I don't have a gray hair yet, but I mean, it doesn't really bother me like that. There are quite a few of them in the wig, so when you're styling it, or when I'm styling it, I can see them. But other than that, once the hair is styled together, they're not even noticeable like that. But I did notice like quite a few strands of gray hairs. Also, like I said, it just shed. It was shedding a lot while I was washing it. That might have had to do with me not sealing the wefts. I just didn't really feel like sealing my wefts. But other than that, when I bleached it, it was still good. It didn't dry out. It didn't fall apart. It didn't break off. And then from the transformation of bleaching it twice and then dyeing it, the hair is like really still soft. It's still soft. The only issue that I have is that my hands are still blue. And I rinsed this hair and the water was clear. Okay, so when I finished rinsing it, the water was clear, it was running clear. And now today, when I'm styling it, it's like the blue is kind of like, fading off. And I had this issue as well with my green hair that I made. The same, it was like a raw Peruvian. It was a U-part wig that I made, and it was like aqua blue, like a very shocking aqua color. And it gave me like the same issue like the first couple wears, and then the second time I washed it, it was done. Like, it didn't run off of my clothes anymore. It was just like perfectly blue. It didn't even fade the color. It just stopped running or like rubbing off of my clothes, which is fine, you know what I mean? So yes. The hair is really good quality hair. I will give them that. I like the fact that it just stood the test with the actual bleach, and dye. Bleach, and dye. With Plush extensions, you can check them out online. I will keep you posted on this hair. This, like I said, is their Peruvian in 22, 20, and 18 inches in a 12-inch closure. You can check them out, as well as if you're interested in a custom unit made, you can also check me out at goingwiththewindwigs.weebly.com. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. All the information will be listed for you guys below. And stay diva and divolicious. And I'll see you soon. Bye.